Hi, welcome to Midnight Expressions. I'm Lauren Remington, and this is my card class today called Spring Fling. And there's just beautiful, beautiful graphics, lovely roses in this kind of old-fashioned vase, but it's okay, it works with it. And a pretty little butterfly. The graphics are really quite detailed and very lovely. I got the graphics on a place called Crafts You Print, and so all their files are named cup files, C-U-P. It's the easy way to kind of remember the name itself of the website. They've changed the website a bit, and I've talked about it before. I used to really like the website just because it was easy to use, and now I'm not crazy about the new design on the website. It's just a little harder to find things. I'm getting used to it, but it's still, I don't like it as well. Anyway, here's one of the graphics that I used. They're very careful about the toss, their terms of service toss. And on these, again, you can't sell their they give you a digital file of this and the other files that come with it, such as the rose and a bunch of other things. And so then you can use it 100 million gazillion times, and you can sell the cards that you make from them. What you can't do is sell the digital images, because that's giving away the shop, which is very understandable. And you can't print them out on a piece of paper and sell the papers, because those could be reprinted over and over and over again and sold over and over again. So long story short, they're just trying to protect themselves. They put a lot of energy into creating these designs, and so there's no reason for people to steal from them. So this is one of the images that we're using today. Now, this is my second shot at this video. So I put it together once and I had to take it apart. So I'm going to do this, and I'm going to set you down. Get ready. Don't get seasick. Okay, there is a little bit more. A little bit more. There you go. Okay. Ta-da. There's the card. I'm using, this is I believe it's a 5 by 5 or 5.5 by 5.5 card. It goes into like a 6-inch envelope. I seldom use them simply because they're a little more expensive, and I only use them if I find an image that I just love and it happens to be in that size. Sometimes I even take these images and shrink them down to a 4.25 by a 5.5, as long as it doesn't ruin the image too much by doing so. Okay, I want to talk a little bit about how I made the border on this. I bought, I took the SEI, that's the name brand of this it's like a fabric. It's like either a a suede or a velvet or a velour. It's kind of a cross between those. Anyway, it's paper, but it can stretch, so you have to be very careful and delicate with it when you're working with it. When you're putting your tape on, don't tear it. It's very easy to tear, so you have to be careful. It's also very expensive, so I try to get the most out of my cardstock, especially this one, because it is so expensive. And it's really not the expense on the paper itself, although that's expensive as well, but even wholesale, it's still pretty much up there. It's the cost of the shipping that kills you. Even if you buy massive quantities of it, the cost of shipping is what they get you on. Anyway, what I did is I cut out with a die cut, and it was just a die cut, a square die that I got from, I think I got that one from Create and Craft. It was a whole slew of different sizes. So I had the main one, and then I cut the other one out. Now, when you do that, make sure you put them both on at the same time when you roll it through your roller, because you don't want to go back and do it if you do it this first and then come back and do this part, it squishes down the rest of it. And in general, you don't want to squish the stuff because it's like a fabric. It has a pile to it. So do it one time. Put one die inside of the other die and put it through. Then, after you've done that, I took this and I put it into one of these, which is We Are Memory Keepers. And, you know, it's a very raised, I don't know if you can see it or not. It's really raised. It's probably a good 1/8 of an inch high, a high dimensional thing. So it's a high embossing on it. And when I did so, I came up with with this, and I don't know if you can see it or not, it's really well embossed, just amazingly embossed. On the this is what I'm using for the inside, and all I did is I took a piece of cardstock, just lavender cardstock, about a ½ inch by, I don't know, 5 inches, and I cut it and put it across and taped it in. And then this other image, which is basically the same as the original big image, it's just a duplicate of it shrunk down. I use that at the bottom, and this is just to hold in the note card that's going to go with it. And when you put it all together, it looks pretty nice, and it has the little rose on it. And that way, when you put it on the inside, they can take this out and put it back in. They can write on the card, stamp on the card, whatever they want. And it also makes the card, the whole card, reusable. Pass it along. Someone else could take that part out, put in their own card with their own note. They could even reuse this rose. That comes off pretty easily because it's just taped on. Anyway, I try to make my things as reusable as possible. The other thing I did is I took this piece that has the hole in it, and I ran it through, again, another We Are Memory Keepers embossing folder. This one looks like a Chanel purse. It is just so beautiful. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. Anyway, I ended up with this. Hopefully you can see it. So it looks like a Chanel purse. So now we're just going to put this little puppy together. Make sure I have it right. Yeah. So we're going to go like so. I'm going to stand up to do it. Try and get it right. Now this stuff does stretch, so you have to be kind of cautious. I'm going to go like so. And this has the tape on it, so we're just going to go like so. Easy peasy. And this one, I've already stacked them up. This one here, I've already stacked them up. But basically, we've done this before, so we'll just talk about it. I just put the pop-up, I call them pop-ups, they're adhesive squares under each piece. And all these are parts of the existing main flower. So let me pull these over. Let me show you over here. So on these, you have the main flower. You have the main vase, which I first used. I actually used the gold around the vase, but you can use any color you want. Nice metallic gold from Sharpie. And then I used like the green here, the Tombow green. I love these to go around the green area of the like where the leaves are. I found a Tombow that kind of matched very well the kind of orange color. I did the same with the pink, any of the pink that was showing, and of course the purple that was showing. Where are you? There you are, purple. So I edged around all of them. Now some people like to leave an edge, like, a border, a white border. Now the nice thing is if you do put an edge, a border around all of your flowers and stuff, you can put like an 1/8 or 1/4 inch, whatever you want, especially in Make the Cut software. It's easy to put a border around it. Then you don't have to use any of these edgers. You don't have to do any of the edging, and that makes it a lot quicker for you if you're, making cards that you want to just get them out the door. Also, in places like Stampin' Up, they'll do that many times with their stamps. They make a stamp. It's called a bundle. It's a stamp and a die set. And so you stamp your you stamp your stamp, color it in whatever you want to do with it, and then you put it through your machine with their die. Now, where their dies are designed not to go directly to the edge like that. They're designed to go out about 1/4 inch, 1/8 to 1/4 inch around. So it leaves a nice, pretty border of white. And then again, you don't have to worry about matching colors or anything else to kind of, blend it in. You can do that with Make the Cut software as well. And this doesn't have to be right to the edge. I chose to do it next to the edge because I think it makes it really nice, especially on flowers. The other thing I did is I took this part here, and because it's it is a vase, it should be round. So all I did was turn it like that and kind of squish it together a little bit. Just kind of hold it there with my finger just for a minute. And it gave it just enough of an oomph of like it's a round actual vase instead of being flat. So little things like that can make a world of difference on the end result in realism. So I did that. Then I basically put the adhesive squares on the individual pieces, went around them with the colors, and then stacked them on top one after another according to their size and shape. Made sure that they all lined up properly. So like they're all lined up with the roses next to the roses and the posies next to the posies, etc., etc. So now that we did that, and I also have the goodies on the back, we're just going to slap it down here. There. And the same is true when they had a butterfly. So I did the same thing. Just went around the edges on the various pieces and added adhesives on the back, stuck them together. So then we ended up with this, which is a 3-dimensional butterfly. And we're just going to put him on. Okay, and then on this last piece, basically, it's just a little tag, and the same thing, went around it with the various colors, and the tag lets you put in, I will be doing that later, you can stamp whatever you want on it. It also came with this one here that said, with love on your special day, which is very nice. Like, you know, for a birthday, an anniversary, it could be, you know, for a wedding, it could be for anything. But I chose the blank one so that we can add whatever other message, maybe thinking of you or something to that effect. So that's beautiful for the front. Isn't that pretty? Lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. So then, these away. Now we're just going to put this on the inside. I'm going to put some more stickum on it because it kind of came undone. And then on the inside, we're just going to go like so. Ta-da! And now these little rows, you can write whatever you want on it, stamp on it. And this is a beautiful, beautiful little background. And if you wanted to, you could I could have put an additional piece. It might have looked a little nicer, a little less rough on the edges. If I had put an additional, no, I wouldn't put this color, but something else around it. So next time I will consider that before I finish it off. But I think it's just beautiful. I love this card. And that in that purple, I used the velvet one, but it doesn't have to be velvet. It probably would have come out a little nicer on just a plain cardstock, as long as it was a deep purple. But I just love this fabric kind of look to it. I just love that. Anyway, hope you enjoyed it. Hope you liked it too. God bless, and see you next time. Bye.